Well, things just keep rolling in. Guy brought in these two mowers, and this one, he says, is smoking. It's just, the oil's really dirty and the rings are shot. So as it sits like on this hill, that oil runs through the rings. Let's see, in this case, it's when it would actually be when it's raised. I'm trying to think here. Raised up. No, I'm wrong. When it's sitting like this, that's correct. I got backwards in my head. The oil that sits in that cylinder will kind of just flow right into the firing chamber. It'll burn off. So I'm going to change the oil on that and be done with that one. This one I've already diagnosed, and it needs carb cleaned. Would be my best guess. And let's see, this one here, well, I tell you, I don't know what he wants me to do on this. He just wants me to change the spindles. Okay, but I mean, it's missing a deck bar. I guess he just doesn't know how to fix the spindle. I don't know, but it's missing a deck bar, the front deck bar, so he's using a strap to hold it up. It's got a flat tire, and I can't even air the flat tire. It won't take any air. Oh, let's go down and air up my tank. I don't want to run it too long. You know, it holds 100 psi, my little air tank, but my little pump, you know, heats up, so I only do it in spurts. So it was at 20, I aired it to 50, now I'm going to air it to like 80. Yeah. Okay, I'll show you how my setup works here. So this is like the cigarette plug lighter here, and so I put the negative around the negative little spongy things on the side. And all you gotta do is put the positive on the tip. You'll see the glow. Oops, that happens sometimes. There we go. And then we can change this to 80. Oops. And then we can plug this in. And that'll shut off automatically at 80. That way I'm not heating up that pump too much. Yeah, but I tell you, I've been busy every day. So I could be working on that Honda, but I think I'm gonna wait on that until tomorrow morning while I wait for the mailman. I sit around for 2 or 3 hours waiting for the mailman, and I get frustrated. But if I'm working on something, then I don't get frustrated. And then in the evening time, you know, like right now, you know, I can start work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, by 2, I've already got 8 hours in. And I know people are gonna say, you need to be working later and all that stuff, but I really don't need to. I work to the amount of mowers I have. So I don't just kill myself, because I still got to make YouTube videos for 2 different channels. There's Red. I think she's adjusting to Girlie's loss. And so I did a service on this one. That one's done. That's been done for a while. He said he'll pick that up Friday. Still waiting for a PTO on that. That'll be here Monday. So I guess that's where we're at on this. So then we got this one, and yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit surprised by this. So he brings it over and says, can you get this running for me? And, you know, I opened it up. First thing I noticed was there was oil all over it. And he says, I started up, smoked it up real bad and died. He said, I put a new carburetor on it. It's a new carburetor. And when I started up, it smoked real bad and then died. So, I saw all this oil and I realized, oh, there's gas in the oil. So I pulled out the dipstick while he was here and showed him that there was gas in the oil. And I said, well, so what's happening is your carburetor has leaked by. And he says, oh, okay. You know, I do try hard to wash these things, but they just never seem to get washed. So I order a carburetor. I didn't think anything of it. I just ordered one. Well, last night when I got over here to the bay, I realized the battery was dead. And I was not going to sit there. I wasn't going to sit there struggling with testing it, because you got to test it quite a few times when you put the new carburetor on. You want to make sure the idle works. You want to make sure that it shuts off and starts back up. So you need a battery. And then I saw that, you know, there was a flat tire, which I already knew there was a flat tire. And I said, so I called him up and I said, you're going to need a battery for that. And while I'm at it, do you want me to go ahead and put in a inner tube in that tire? And he says, no, I don't want a battery and don't want an inner tube. And I said, you don't want a battery? He said, I thought you wanted me to get this started. He says, no, I already have an idea what I'm going to do about the battery. Okay. So I said, well, I'm going to still put a new battery in it temporarily, because I'm not going to, you know, I need to test it. He says, just jump it. I said, sir, I'm not going to go around jumping it, push, you know, with having to push it all over the yard. And I know some troll is going to tell me that, you know, I should have a jumper pack. No, I don't need a jumper pack. That's a $100 piece of equipment that I got to keep charged up because some guy doesn't want me to properly fix his lawnmower. So, I know, you're upselling, that's just rude. You shouldn't upsell. Well, it's either I upsell or I charge him for the time that it takes me to put in a new battery and take another, you know, my battery, put it in, and then swap it out again. That's time. That's labor costs. No, you shouldn't have to charge for that. That's just part of the job. Well, it's not part of the job, because every minute I spend on his mower, I can't spend on somebody else's mower. Also, I'm not upselling. I don't make any money off parts. So the only main money I make is what I call for overhead. You know, having to go in there, find the parts, order the parts. So if a part is $42, I round it up to 45. Everything gets rounded up to the next $5 bill. So if it's $49, I charge 50. I just rounded up to that nearest 5. So I don't make anything off of it. You know, a few cents here and there. And then so I don't see it's upcharging, and it saves me a lot of headache, and I don't have to go out and spend $100 on a jump pack. And I'm not going to push it back and forth to the truck or bring the beast over here and jump it, because that's more time, it's more money, it's throwing out my shoulders. So then he says, do you have a tube for that tire that I can buy? I said, well, sir, I don't sell parts. I'm just a service center. I fix machines. But I mean, I have a tube, but I'm not going to sell it, because, you know, there's all kinds. And then again, the trolls are going to say, see, you're just upselling. That's all you're doing. You're not trying to help the customer. Okay, there's different taxes that you got to go through when you sell parts versus service. And I want my parts available for, you know, people bringing their lawnmowers in. I keep 2 in inventory for the front tires. And as soon as I use them, I order new ones. It takes 2 or 3 days to get here. well, if I'm selling them, I could sell out pretty quick, and I wouldn't get them in return. I'd have to keep a larger inventory. Inventory costs money. Where am I going to store it? I got the camper. That's it. Where am I going to put all these parts? There's just not enough room. So, no, it doesn't make sense for me to sell parts. And if I become a box store and I start selling things, I'm never going to have time to work on anything. This is supposed to be a hobby business. This wasn't supposed to be me, turning into a Walmart supercenter. So then, we get off the 2 extra items, and he says, so what do you think's wrong with it? I said, well, I already told you. It needs a new carburetor. And then I'm going to change the oil twice because it's got gas in it. So you dump the gas out, you put fresh oil in it, new oil filter, you run that for 10 minutes, and then you drain that out and put fresh oil with a new filter. And he says, it's got a new carburetor. And at this point, I was like, no, you're not going to push me around. I said, I don't care if it's new. There is gas in your crankcase. There's only one way that happens, is the carburetor let go. Now, I know what he's thinking. He is thinking that the old carburetor went bad. The one, and then he put a new one on. But he didn't realize that it filled the crankcase. So when he brought it over and I said, well, the crankcase is full, he couldn't just say, well, I'm going to take it home and change the oil. He couldn't do that. He realized that he stuck himself here with his mower, where I'd work on it. So I would imagine he's thinking, well, he's just going to change the oil. But I specifically told him when he came, I'm going to put a new carburetor on it. And I said, I'm not going to use something I don't know. I'm sure, you have an idea what happened and why it's not working. But I don't. And anytime there's gas and oil, I've always been trained, change the carburetor, especially on those Nickies. They got that plastic diaphragm in there, and they warp. Well, he said, well, I guess they're cheap enough. Well, that means he thinks it was aftermarket. I mean, I did use HIPAA, which is probably cheaper than or more expensive than the one he bought. But HIPAA is a good quality aftermarket product. But if he went OEM, it was $63. So, I don't know what he means by cheap. He didn't want to buy anything. So, anyway, so I got into it, and it's not a brand new carburetor. It's at least a year old, maybe 2. And the reason I know is because he bought a, these cheap carburetors come with a fuel line, and he changed the fuel line. But they're really junky. And after a year, they get really hard and brittle. You can actually break them just by bending them over. So that's been sitting there for a couple years. So it's not brand new. My guess is he put gas in it, sat it over the winter, and deteriorated the needle valve or warped that diaphragm. Either way, I needed a carburetor. So I know the trolls are going to think I really push this guy in this stuff, but it's my liability. I have to make sure that when it leaves here, it's going to run. And right now, it is not in a running condition. You can turn that key, it's not going to turn over because the battery's dead. Now, imagine this. He comes to pick up his lawnmower, and another customer comes about the same time as we're pushing his lawnmower back onto his trailer. What is that new customer going to think? What, he couldn't fix that one? Or is he going to think, oh, the customer didn't want to buy a battery? No, he's going to think that I couldn't fix it. And he may even just drive off. That's bad reputation. That's not something I want. So, I have to jump it with the Beast. That's why I parked it down there by the Beast. When he pulls up, I'll just grab the cables, I'll start the Beast up, I'll jump it, and then we can put it on his trailer. But, I shouldn't have to. I should be able to just jump on and do it like with all the other customers and just drive it onto his trailer. So I know that everybody's going to think, that a lot of people are going to think that I got a little pushy about the parts, but I just don't see it. You know, this one's not quite as aggravating. I know what he's doing. He's fixing this one up, and he wants to fix it up, and he just doesn't know how to fix the spindle. He was quite clear that he just wants the spindles fixed. Whereas the other guy says, can you get this thing running? Big difference. It's not running. This, I'm just changing out the spindles. If he sees that the bar is missing, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't be using a cargo strap to hold up the deck. He knows the tire's flat. He drove it over here with the flat tire. And he didn't ask about any of it. I said, that's all you want, just the spindles. Yep. And he said, the guy up there in the big town wants $500 to do it. Whoa, that's expensive. So I said, okay. But this makes sense to me for some reason. This is acceptable. It runs. I was able to get it in here. If he doesn't care about me driving around on that flat tire, so be it. So, you know, I don't have to worry about this one. Just do what he wants. That other one, it cost me more time and money putting a battery in, taking a battery out, going over there, jumping it, having to push it with a flat tire. It was just more work. So you can say that I'm upcharging, but in the end, I was saving him money because I'm not charging him all that labor for pushing around lawnmowers. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over my other channel. Really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if this video inspires you to think smartly, so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.